Oh, well there, I can't tell you from the looks in your eyes that you found a book. Go on, tell me what it said. What's that? Sir Hendrik is the mighty swordsman, which Sir Jasper is the peerless military technician? I heard as much. But between the two of them, they made Helder a nigh on unbeatable military force. Well, I never fancied that. Ha! I'm so glad you shared with me. Now I feel a lot closer to the heroes. I feel a lot safer knowing they're around to protect heroes. Thank you so much for enlightening me. I may now have met them, but this is the next best thing. Here, so a little something to say thank you. Dressel sling. Step. Then we're done another quest. So you're visiting Helden, are you? Well, don't put anything funny or I'll sling you into the dungeon. Alright, weird. Oh. Been messing around too long. Lovely night. I was happy I met you just near you makes me so happy. Good burst. It's kind of interesting. So time does pass while we're running around. Aha, there's a chest there too. I can't just jump over, so I'm gonna have to go down and then back over. So the white one seems to be showing us where things are or where people are. Or where we have to go. So that's a good thing to keep in mind. It might make it a little easier as we're wandering around. Seed of Sorcery. Nice. I'll have to figure out who needs what seeds, but I'll do that on my own time. Meantime, I'm not going to get in the castle tonight, so let's kind of take a quick look around here. See how many people yell at us. So I can't go in any of these buildings right now, because obviously it's night. And I think that goes quadruple for the castle. So I should have took less time to run all the way through this, but that's alright. Got to learn a couple things. Time to go home. I love it here. It's simply marvelous, and you know the best part? Only fantastically rich folk like yourself truly can afford to live here. I think she said ourselves. I don't think she was implying that you're rich. Well, it might be interesting if she did. So they're still arguing. You might want to climb around on the roofs once these days. There's a ladder in the alleyway over there. West, you can get up there. So where are you from then? That's Cobblestone, you say? Where's that then? Down south? Near the head? So you're there. You climbed up on the roof and came to the rescue. Nice one, mate. She looks pleased as punch to have her cat back. Oh man. I'm horrible with reading accents. I'm horrible at reading, period, but accents just make it even harder. This is this tasty stuff, but and everything else looks great too. Yep, Hilder is one of that place. Oh, this tasty stuff. Tasty. Relax and enjoy. There must be a great bar in the whole wide world. It's a shame all of these grown-ups keep telling me to clear off. Down there. Alright, let's talk to the barkeep if I can at all. I can't talk to her out there, so So, well, what do you do? Welcome to Rainbow End Bank. You can trust us to keep your hard-earned money safe. Despite the withdrawal are accepted in multiples of 1,000 coins. And of course, our services are entirely complimentary. So, how can I help you? Well, that's a good sign. That means we're going to get money pretty easily. Welcome to our inn. Where you travel, you must be exhausted at this late hour. Would you like to spend the night here? It's only 3 gold. Or rest a while. Either way, it's costs offer a rate of 3 gold. Stay overnight. We'll get up in the morning, we'll head straight to the castle. I think I killed enough time running around, messing around with the city. But it definitely taught us a few different things that'll be interesting. Trust you. Address will safe. Please come in. Actually, I want to go up there again. I'll check. Yeah, this is where I was. Okay. And just out of curiosity, see if I can enter these places before Narcissus is down at night. You see that big swanky house over there? Well, it belongs to some rich and slightly vulgar stranger. He just turned up one day and bought the land and had it built and shone brightly. The Dorsma said, "Note, Aramar, take a closer look. Owns these currently in deposed to be long." Interesting. So I might have actually been able to get into the rest of these if I had actually read something. Oh well. The desert back. It is the most beautiful, powerful kingdom in the world. You know, it has every since the fall of Destroy. I'm here in the Robbie, so 100 gold. We might get enough money to get her armor after all. Well, naturally, I'm not going to be let into the rest of the house. How rude. I will. Either laser programming or logical of rich people. Either way. I was disappointed. I wanted to steal more. King Carlos is surely wise as a ruler. His influence spread far and wide. In fact, it would be no exaggeration to call him the king of the world. Yeah, I think it would be unwise to call him the king of the world. Oh, that one doesn't even have a red door. I love the doggies. I think I met the love of my life, but how do I tell her I don't want to pick the wrong moment and blow it? Last night would have been a great moment. I love it here, simply marvelous, and you know, the best part about it? Only fanciful rich folk like yours truly can afford to live here. Ah, this lady from last night. I can only live here. None of you. Busy, busy, busy. Alrighty. Have something in the wardrobe. Plain clothes. Well, that's something. Can you get past her? Yes, I can. Nothing over here. Oops. Alright, let's go see that king. Before I get distracted by too much more. Oop, human. Talk to that human. The water's so still and beautiful, it feels like it's drawing me in. I wouldn't say that's still, but definitely nice. Wow, look at this. Wonder how much it's worth if I sold it. I bet it'd never have to work again. You see, the two-headed eagle is the symbol of Hebron. It's on the flag as well. Yeah, that's why you couldn't steal it and sell it. But I guess he didn't state that he was going to steal it. Alright, see if those guards let me by. Here we go.
Halt! Not so fast. State your business.
Arrow explains that he's a luminacy and that he's come to speak to the king.
Here, shake my hand, mate. That's the funniest one I've heard all week.
Clear off, will ya? We haven't got time for this kind of nonsense.
Oh, yeah.
What's that? You want to show that pendant to the king, you say?
Do you mind waiting here a minute?
Well, at least they're not idiots.
Huh? Ever so sorry for that little misunderstanding. Please, go right on through. His Majesty's waiting for you.
At least you didn't have to find out another way by me, snaking it, breaking it, and going, yeah, the guards wouldn't let me in. Alright, I'll deal with them later. Oh, well. Let's see. Wow. Oh, let's see what people got to say. Yeah, just give me 1 second. I'm just gonna close that window so it stops having cars drive by. A lot more cars driving by tonight than I expected. Oh well. To think it has been so many years since Stromdor was attacked by that terrible horde of monsters. King Karen was lucky to make it out alive, And his daughter, the princess, well, she wasn't so lucky. The world can be such a cool place. Who would have thought that a beautiful kingdom could be wiped out just like that? Curse those monsters. Well, at least we have Sir Hedrick with the heroes of Harald to protect us. We won't be going the same way as Dunrazel anytime soon. Interesting. His Majesty's waiting for you to go up to the throne. Head up these stairs and go straight on. Climb these stairs and go straight on to the king's waiting for you. That's good for the king. Sorry about this part of the castle is strictly off limits. Oh, I like what you're wearing. That bumpkin looking is really in the right now. Interesting. Ooh, pathway. Oh, man. Classic RPGs. If you're not checking everything, you're doing it wrong. Another one with a vine on it. This tree has been here ever since I was born. It's simply magnificent. It required no care, but retains its noble form entirely naturally. Yeah, that's weird. Cursing power emits from the roots right around the tree. Or curious, I should say. Oh, butterfly one. Yay! That's a song stomp. You must be a luminary or created quite a stir, It's nice to be able to meet you in person. So, if I'm understanding correctly, obviously everybody knows a luminary because that's how it's always been. But that tree, I think, is connected to the life tree somehow. Despite the fact that it's floating. Either that or they're cursed trees and they're connected in another way. Which is always a possibility. Yeah, I know I said it's heading towards the king, but I'm kind of curious what's here. We'll travel for days for an audience with the king of the Hadron, and now we are told he has more important guests. That's infinite. Who could it be? Can't surely only be another king. Who else would outrank us? U.S. and I nobles the most blue blood stock, and yet we have been told that we must wait for an audience with the king. Yeah, people like that. Not a fan. No, there's a book called The King Carnos Behind the Throne, Aramar Trix. Look. Have you seen several generations of his line? I can say with some certainty that the king of Kara is a rare breed of monarch, possessed of all the qualities required in a true great leader. Both loved and feared by the populace, he is like a father to them, kind yet stern, firm yet fair. Not since the day of the great kings of old has our nation been so blessed. Though his face may have grown hard and lined since that terrible events that took place those few short years ago, some might say that this has added certain depth of him that improves him yet further. To have such a resolution overcome such great grief, and yet still led his nation boldly onwards, is surely the sign of Carlines is a king among kings, or just a good leader. I need to watch people when I take stuff, because I think they have reactions. It's kind of cool, but like this person. I've just been wealthy and have brought marvelous gifts for the king, but now I hear he means to grant an audience to some upstart, and that must wait. Hands off, urchin. Those gifts for a king, you should so much as touch them, and you'll be sorry. That's funny. I think I'm going to be able to touch those later, so. These books are called Epigraphe. Those of many nations, both large and small, make up Endren. There are 5, the so-called Great 5, that stand above all others in the eyes of the world. The ancient and horrible Danaras, steadfast and stony Heldron, Galopus, with its noble desert knights, Sinfilham, with its snow-capped towers, and last but not least, Zawardrust, cracked in the flowers. These 5 nations guide the world, meeting every few years at a great conference known as the Colloquy of Kings, in order to steer the course of Edoran affairs in district agreeable. So they're actually decent people. Didn't yell at me that time. Let's go see if there's anything on the other side before we keep on going. Oh, hello, you. Great things. Good welcome. Oh, yes. A few training there was brutal. Okay, so this is the knight's room. A few training with Sir Hendrik is exhausting. I'm just taking a little breather. Radio. Nothing there. Ever since you arrived in the castle, there has been a curious tension in there. I can't quite put my finger on it. That's your prince? That might help in a lot of situations. Ooh, I got a leather hat. Oh, the members there are very nice to meet you. I'm a bit busy with my reading at the moment, though. Could you speak to later, maybe? I wonder if he actually wants to speak to you later, or he just wants to make sure that you're who you say are before he starts actually chitter-chatting with you. Several knowledge aren't to mess with, but there's no 2 ways about it. Henderson is the most powerful kingdom world. Our army will never allow monsters to take over, you can be assured. As long as we hear Sir Jeffrey and Sir Hendrik on our side, we'll have not to fear. They've been fighting side by side to protect the kingdom ever since they were boys. Interesting. Aaron is the latest Princess Chamber, I'm afraid. I cannot permit you to pass. This is the king. This is Magic Chamber. Before you ask, no, you're not coming in. Fancy getting to meet you in person. His Majesty must be very pleased that you finally appeared. The stairs to the left and right will take you up to the top floor, but there's not much up there that really worth seeing. And besides, you're here to see the king, aren't you? Focus on your task. No, I refuse. I am going to wander and look around until I feel satisfied with what I've found. Ooh, hello, little guy. Where are you going? Stops right here. That's weird. Confused by that, actually. So far they've been leading me to treasures and stuff like that, so I'm kind of trying to figure out why he didn't quite lead me to one of those. Let's check down here quickly. Nothing. Alright, let's check that middle door in the back there. I'm really curious about that, but not much I can do about it. Oh well. There's something shiny in the chandelier, but I can't quite reach it. Chandelier. English, bro. Something is shiny in the chandelier. Oh, now you must be the luminary I hear so much about. You'll be looking for the throne room. I warrant. Well, it's not on the floor below this one. The king is expecting you, I believe. Wait for the king. I am the luminary. Worst thing you could do. Oh, there it is. How do you get up there? Just standing there staring at it. What are their special abilities that you can get by having different characters and stuff? Oh, thinking about the stars. The red star in the sky is known as Adram's Lantern. You know, scholars have long wondered how it got that name, but I'm afraid it has remained a mystery. Interesting. Right. Break all the barrels. And another reason I'm doing this is I'm worried of what type of storyline this game is following. So if I end up not checking all this stuff, am I going to lose the chance to check on it later? And miss out on things like that. So, it's going to take us a little longer to get through it all, but again, it is an RPG. More of a traditional RPG too, which is great in that aspect. Wondering if there's a way to jump around and get up there, but it doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like you're able to like do bounding jumps. So either it's something special that I have to do, or this little guy is going somewhere and I kind of need to see where he's going. Starts at the other end of the hallway, and then he just disappears into there. It's so weird. I bet you I can see him starting again. Yeah. I have no clue. Well, if anybody finds out what he's doing, that might be useful. But let's go see the king and get this next cutscene out of the way. His Majesty is the most magnificent man, but he does not suffer fools gladly. My advice is not to do anything stupid. So your dark spot. Sorry, forgive me. Sometimes I think loud. You seem, or His Majesty is very edgy. You see. I was almost to tell you something really important about your past, but we're gonna stop. Ooh. That's definitely a tactician on the right there.
That will be quite close enough. Welcome to Heliodor Castle, friend.
The Jewel of Dundrasil. You are bold indeed to have made your way here alone, Wanderer. I am Carnelian, ruler of Heliodor. How long have I waited for this day? And now, finally, we meet. Truly, it is an honor.
Whether he believes it or not.
The fact that you come here proffering the jewel and asking to speak with me personally would suggest that you know something of your true nature. I take it that you also bear the mark? Yes, the mark of light. Then there is no doubt. You are he. Rejoice, dear subjects. The day is upon us at last. The luminary walks among us once more. Tell me, O luminary, where exactly is it that you hail from? I would so very much like to pay tribute to those who took you and raised you.
I'm suspicious now.
I see. Cobblestone, you say? Jasper, you know of this place?
I do, my liege. A village of provincial nobles deep in the rocky south.
Then I take it you know what to do. Do not disappoint me.
I don't think he's a good guy.
Yes, my liege.
Accursed luminary! I know not what your intent was in coming here alone, but whatever your wicked scheme, know that it shall not succeed.
Hendrik, take this cur, this harbinger of calamity, and cast him into the furthest corner of the dungeon. Know this. The luminary is the root of all evil and will bring naught but misery to our realm. And why is this? The reason is simple. Just as light is intertwined with darkness, so too is the luminary intertwined with the dread Lord of Shadows. His coming heralds the resurrection of the Dark One.
Did you really think you could fool one as wise as His Majesty? It was your great misfortune to confront one who knows your true nature. Men, seize this wretch!
Well, I kind of suspected that happening. So the village gets destroyed, he's also betrayed, and he's turned into the villain because, well, I don't think that's the actual king. And if it is, well, he's strongly mistaken. He only comes back when the Dark Lord's going to come back to existence anyways. Not because he's there does the Dark Lord come back. At least that's how it worked in the old games. And my new sword is taken away too. Not that I would have my money either, but...
You claim to hail from Cobblestone. Well, before the sun has set 3 times, we shall know the truth. By then, Jasper will have returned from his investigation. If I were you, Darkspawn, I would not expect to live beyond that day.
So all bad, 3 bad things happen. That's annoying. Word of fulfilling your duties and traveling to Hedric's castle only to be debated as the Darkspawn and thrown in the dungeon speaking. Hey, cut it out. No. Get a grip. Making a racket isn't going to help you any. It's not going to hurt me any. I think that's the mistake you have. Sheesh, keep it down, will you? There goes the neighborhood.
Will you keep it down in there? Most folks they throw in here have the decency to wait a while before going stir crazy. What are you in for, anyhow? You don't get free bed and board down here without having done something pretty bad. Wait, did you say the Luminary? You're serious? You're telling me the Luminary has just shown up in the cell next to mine? This is crazy.
This is crazy. I think I recognize that voice.
One plate of delicious gruel for the gentleman in the dungeon suite. Come and get it.
That's a strong punch to get through metal. Smart boy. Don't trust anybody right away.
The Luminary? You're serious? So it's all happening just like the seer said it would. We'd better get out of here.
Oh, man. Oh, no.
Huh? Wait here. Don't worry, I didn't kill him. But he won't be waking up anytime soon. Things will get pretty hairy up ahead. You'd better take this.
Everyone takes the sword.
Oh, and I found this in a corner over there. I guess it's your stuff, right? Me? I got this little beauty back, so now I'm pretty much unstoppable. We'd better get out of here before any more of our tin-headed friends come knocking. Holler when you're ready to move out, okay?
Lovely Tidman. Alrighty.